Hello everyone, I'm here today to do a review of the book of Disappearance by Ibtisam Azem. Sorry if I butchered that. This book was longlisted for the International Booker Prize, and I read it because it's about Palestine and I was interested. And basically what this follows is several people. Each chapter has kind of a person that it follows more or less, and it follows Allah and Ariel. And Allah is a Palestinian, and his family is from Jaffa, and we also follow some of his ancestors and especially his grandma when they were moved away from Jaffa, and how hard that was for that community. And then at the same time we follow Ariel, because in this book at some point in like the real time, all Palestinians have completely vanished. Nobody knows where they are, nobody knows what happened, and so Ariel is Allah's friend, and he realizes that they have all disappeared, including Allah, and he's an Israeli, but he's very critical of the government, and he's kind of trying to figure out what happened to them, and kind of everyone is trying to figure out what happened to them. And some people we can see like, and what this book does really well in my opinion is it looks at, it's not violent. Many Palestinian books are violent because the situation there is violent. This one is not so violent. I mean, there is violence, especially in the grandmother's perspective, but it's not so much about the violence. It's more about the underlying feelings of most Israelis. So when all Palestinians disappear, there's a lot of fear that they are trying to retaliate in some way, and a lot of people feel very unsettled about it. There are some people that say it's great, they were a problem, they are not there anymore, so great. And some people think that the military did it, and some people think that something else happened. There's also some people that I mean, these Palestinians worked for many Israelis, and they're trying to struggling to like figure out what to do with their businesses. There were many Israelis that, even though they say it's a good thing, they still see their lives affected because these people own many places and like cafes and things and work for them, and so that is disruptive to them. And then there are some people that are genuinely worried about them and where they are and what happened to them and if they're okay. And it kind of gives you a perspective on like the people that are trying to make them disappear in real life, and how there is like a wide sets of views on that, and how like in international level also we can see that there is a level of conspiracy and a level of distrust and of the situation, and the colonial powers and stuff like that. It's kind of difficult to describe, but yeah, it's more about the thought process of what would happen if Palestinians disappear, rather than like the mystery of it. We never quite know what happened to the Palestinians, they just disappear, and it's more about the thought process of what would be the reaction of that happening, and trying to bring out the real feelings of people towards Palestinians. And yeah, I think it was really well done. At the beginning I was a little bit lost with the timelines. I think it would have make it easier to follow if we had like dates in the chapters, not just names. But overall I think it was a very interesting book, very thought-provoking book, and I enjoyed it. The writing was also very nice, and it's not very big book, so it was a really nice experience. Not nice in the sense of the contents, but it was a good book to read, and a very interesting thought process that I enjoyed personally. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on the book of Disappearance. Let me know if you have read it or if you want to read it and what you thought about it or what your feelings towards this is. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!